Have you ever thought about why showing less interest can make someone more interested in you? In this episode, we explore a strange strategy that could change the way you pursue love. Could ending your pursuit actually make you more attractive? We're going to look at an interesting mix of modern love trends and timeless lessons on how to be strong. Stoicism encourages self-sufficiency and personal growth by saying that the less we try to get approval from other people, the more naturally it comes to us. While this may seem counterintuitive, evidence and many stories support the idea that those who are less available often end up being sought after. In this video, we'll talk about how mastering the skill of thoughtful withdrawal not only increases your allure, but also improves your mental health. Come with us as we look into whether this Stoic way of thinking could help your love life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more talks that will make you think about how to combine ancient wisdom with modern problems. Now let's start with number 1. Show that you have different goals. Stoicism teaches that when it comes to relationships, especially with women, it's best to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. This way of thinking makes you much more attractive than someone who is always looking for approval and attention, which could come across as needy. Showing that you are independent sends a strong message. Women naturally like men who have their own lives and interests outside of relationships. If you're not always on call and take a step back every once in a while, it shows that you're busy with other things that make you happy. By focusing on your hobbies, interests, and personal growth, you show a strong sense of independence and self-reliance that is very attractive. Imagine a man who loves to travel and spends his vacations exploring different countries, learning about different cultures, and taking pictures of beautiful scenes. When he tells stories about his travels, he shows that his life is full of adventure and openness, which shows that he is independent and suggests that he could offer a relationship full of new experiences and points of view. Men of high value also show emotional strength by being selective with their attention. They don't back out of commitments at the first sign of interest from a woman. Instead, they stick to their plans and build a relationship based on mutual admiration and respect. This is an example of the Stoic virtues, of stability and strength that aren't affected by the need for approval from others. Withdrawing from a woman in the right way shows maturity, confidence, and self-assurance, all of which make a man more beautiful. It's not about games, it's about keeping your attention and core strength. This method adds a level of difficulty and mystery which makes you more interesting. Women are often attracted to men who are strong-willed and have a clear direction in life. Remember that the goal isn't to make her feel unimportant, but to show that you value her life and interests. This balance of independence and involvement can lead to a deeper, more meaningful connection where both partners value and respect each other's uniqueness. Number 2. Grow mystery. Putting himself farther away from a woman on purpose can spark her desire to be pursued and appreciated, which can make her more interested in him. Studies show that women are drawn to men who aren't easily accessible and who keep a sense of mystery. By not actively pursuing her attention, a man shows that he is self-reliant and doesn't need her approval all the time. This approach is based on the Stoic philosophy, which says that one's worth doesn't depend on other people's approval. Marcus Aurelius was a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor who put his tasks ahead of seeking praise or attention. In the same way, a man who doesn't constantly seek a woman's approval shows that he lives a purpose-driven life without her approval. This attitude is appealing to women because it shows strength and confidence, which are traits that women find very beautiful. Keeping some of the mystery can also to bring a relationship back to life that has grown dull. Adding the unknown can spark interest and make their interactions more exciting. It's similar to Maine keeping the spark alive in a relationship when a woman is. When she doesn't know what a man will do next, it keeps her interested and makes her want to learn more. Stoic advice also stresses the value of moderation and restraint. For example, while it's good to spark interest, it's important to find a balance. Being too distant could make her feel ignored or unimportant. The trick is to be unexpectedly interesting. Show care and warmth, but don't let that take over your interactions. This way, you keep your individuality and support Stoic virtues. Imagine you're in a steady relationship that feels too predictable. You can bring back the excitement and anticipation in your relationship by creating distance and allowing for some solitude. This doesn't mean withdrawing affection or becoming indifferent, but rather introducing brief periods of absence that make her value your presence more when you are together. This strategy works especially well in today's world of constant communication, because by not being constantly available, you set yourself apart and show that your life extends beyond just the relationship. By using this way, you show the Stoic ideal of emotional and behavioral mastery. You're not just reacting, you're responding with purpose, making her want to follow you. The goal isn't to play games or manipulate her, but to live by Stoic principles in real life. Being happy with yourself naturally gives off an air of mystery and confidence that makes people want to connect with you. 3. Show that your time is valuable. By keeping your distance from a woman can effectively communicate that your time is valuable and you have other commitments. This shows a high level of self-esteem and self-worth, which are very attractive to women. Women usually like people who put their own goals and wants ahead of being available all the time. If a woman calls you while you're busy with something important, like a project or hanging out with friends, you can politely tell her that you are busy and will get back to her later. This shows that you have a busy and responsible life and aren't just waiting for her call. It also shows that you are self-confident enough to let her know and respect the importance of your time by not always making her your top priority. You teach her to value your time, which earns her respect and love. Think about a situation at work as well. You are deeply focused on a project that needs your full attention. If she contacts you during this time, you decide to respond during a break or after you have reached a significant milestone. When you do respond, you might say, "I was fully engaged in my project and needed to concentrate. What can I do for you now?" This response not only shows your dedication to your work, but it also shows that you value your professional duties above casual conversations by adopting Stoic principles. Remember that you are in charge of your actions and reactions. Staying calm and respectful by not being eager or accommodating is good for you. This behavior not only makes you more attractive, but also helps you live a better, happier life. Equitable relationship where both parties respect and value each other's time and boundaries. By respecting your own time, you set standards for how others should treat you. You position yourself as a man of integrity who is not easily swayed or interrupted. This quality is very attractive and can make women want to be with you because they know they have to work to earn a meaningful place in your life. So, whenever you feel like putting her needs ahead of yours, stop. Think about your own value and act in a way that matches it. This will boost your self-respect and attractiveness, making way for more satisfying and fair interactions. If you're still with us after reading this far, please leave a comment below or just type your ideas. Respect my time. If you like what you see, please let me know. Your feedback is very helpful and keeps us motivated to make more videos. Now, let's move on to number 4. Send out assurance and security. Radiating confidence and assurance are important qualities that make a man truly attractive in Stoicism. These qualities are not just showy, They come from having a strong inner strength and knowing your own worth. A strong sense of self-awareness and a refusal to give in to peer pressure are traits of men who know their worth and don't need women's praise. Stoic philosophy, which puts a high value on inner peace and reason, says that people should be able to control their feelings. David is a strong supporter of Stoic ideas, and he knows that his worth comes from his own morals and virtues, not from what other people think of him. This is especially true when he is with women. David doesn't try to force them to like him or accept him. Instead, he stays calm, showing kindness and self-respect. David's unwillingness to give in to instant gratification in relationships protects his emotional health and keeps him humble. David makes smart decisions about his relationships because he isn't swayed by fleeting emotions or shallow interest. Instead, he bases his relationships on mutual respect and respects his decision to ignore people who don't see his value. Not only shows patience, but also a lot of self-respect, which makes women want to chase him. People are interested in his confidence and the mystery he projects. His disciplined stance and clear limits make him more appealing. Many women find David very attractive because he is strong against outside forces and always sticks to his beliefs. They see him as a man of substance who is not easily swayed or controlled. Stoicism says that real confidence comes from within and isn't based on changing circumstances. If a man stops trying to get women to like him and instead works on his own virtues and emotional intelligence, he will simply become more attractive. Women are attracted to men who are strong, reliable, and self-aware. By embracing Stoic values and putting self-respect and inner harmony first, men can become charismatic leaders who command respect and allure. To be successful in life and relationships, men should show confidence and assurance, let go of the need for praise from other people, and focus on developing your virtues. Not only will this make women want to be with you, but it will also make your life more satisfying and peaceful. Stimulating her interest to chase is an important part of interactions, especially romantic ones. Surprisingly, not paying her constant attention can actually bring out her desire to chase, which will make her more attracted to you. This may seem counterintuitive, but it comes from our ancestors' need to hunt and chase to stay alive. Even though they have been tamed, these ancient urges still have a small effect on how we act today. For example, when we see something new or desirable, our natural response is to chase it until we have it. When it comes to romance, keeping a little distance between you and your partner makes her want to pursue you more, which makes you want to close the gap between you. For example, if someone texts or messages you all the time, at first it's flattering, but after a while it becomes annoying and could make you lose interest. This is similar to intermittent reinforcement, where random rewards make people more engaged than constant availability. Women often find this element of unpredictability more attractive and exciting than a steady and predictable emotional presence. By maintaining your emotional equilibrium and not lustfully pursuing a woman, you protect your peace of mind and increase your attractiveness. She starts to see you as a man with his own life, goals and values, someone who isn't desperate for her attention. Imagine always being available to her, always accessing to her requests. While this may appear as demonstrating interest, it often leads to being taken for granted. Conversely, if you prioritize your own ambitions, hobbies, and social engagements, occasionally declining her invitations due to genuine commitments, she will start to view you differently. She'll grow so curious about your activities and your unavailability, sparking greater interest and investment in pursuing you from a Stoic perspective. We stress the significance of remaining unaffected by external circumstances and preserving our inner calm. Seeking constant validation from a woman means letting your tranquility be dictated by her actions, By pulling back and not always being accessible, you regain your autonomy, and demonstrate that your contentment isn't solely dependent on her attention. In essence, by not always being available, you trigger a woman's chase instinct, which is in harmony with Stoic teachings. This plan not only protects your honor and mental health, but it also makes you more attractive. You should focus on your own life and let her approach you. This way, you project an air of mystery and independence that is very attractive. This method is in line with Stoic wisdom and helps you have more balanced and healthy relationships. If you've made it this far, please share your thoughts in the comments section below, or just type your thoughts in the box below. If you like the content, please let us know. Your feedback is very helpful and keeps us motivated to make more videos. Now, let's move on to number 6. Learn to be self-sufficient. When you don't seem needy or desperate for a woman's attention, you become more interesting to her. Keeping a certain level of distance can add a mysterious element to your appeal. This method uses our natural curiosity. When someone doesn't act the way we think they should, we often think there's more to their actions. In other words, when someone we find beautiful doesn't pay us much attention, our desire to figure out why they're acting that way grows. If you are talking to a woman who is sending you mixed signals, don't respond quickly or try to get her approval. Instead, consciously distance yourself. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It just means showing that you have your own life and other people that you need to talk to first. Beyond her, this kind of behavior shows that you value your own time and space, which makes you very beautiful. If she starts to show more interest or try to get closer to you, it could mean that your subtle detachment has piqued her interest. By not being available all the time, you show your independence and confidence, which could make her feel like she needs to bring something worthwhile and interesting to the table. This strategy fits with Stoic philosophy, which says we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't, by not needing someone's approval or attention too much. You show that you are emotionally mature and strong. Being happy and confident in yourself comes from inside, not from outside approval. To put it more simply, when you don't care about what other women think or how they react, you gain power. This doesn't mean acting indifferent, but rather keeping a balanced position in relationships by valuing your independence. You automatically get respect and attraction. Women usually like guys who are sure of themselves and don't need help, because it makes them seem strong and capable. If you want to be stoic in your relationships with women, you need to understand how important self-control and mental endurance are. It's about being in charge of your urges instead of having them run your life. Being able to stay calm and independent no matter what shows that you have a lot of inner strength. Remember that being independent doesn't mean being alone. It means being self-reliant and emotionally stable. It means having your own pursuits. You have goals and interests. And while you'd love to share them with someone special, your happiness doesn't depend on their attention. This view is very attractive because it shows that you're mature and well-rounded. So the next time you find yourself worrying too much about getting a woman's attention, embrace the Stoic philosophy of independence and show that you have an interesting life without her. Validation that this not only makes you more beautiful, but also gives you the power to live your best life. Embrace the inner strength that independence gives you, and let it guide and improve your interactions with others. 7th, you stay away from the search for approval. Stoic philosophy stresses how important it is to focus on what you can control, your deeds and attitudes, rather than what other people think of you. Self-reliance is important in relationships because men who don't look for approval from others often seem more confident and attractive. If you don't actively seek a woman's approval, you show that you are self-sufficient and happy with your own life, which makes you more attractive by showing emotional strength. Think about these Stoic-inspired ways to quietly show that you are independent and sure of yourself. Decisively end conversations with women when the conversation naturally ends, whether it's light banter or a deep conversation. Say goodbye and move on. Don't linger in hopes of extending the interaction. This isn't meant to be rude. It shows that you value your own time and don't need her attention to feel confident in this age of digital communication. If you're still getting to know a woman, it's easy to text too much, which can come off as needy. Choose thoughtful words every once in a while over a constant stream of texts. This calm communication shows the Stoic virtues of moderation and self-control, which piques her interest and shows that your self-esteem is not dependent on how often you connect with others online. Physical closeness can improve a relationship, but it should always be mutually agreed upon and treated with respect. As your relationship grows, give her a hand on the arm or hold hands as a friendly touch, but wait until she asks for a hug or kiss before you get too close. Giving her room to make the first move toward closer contact when she's ready shows that you respect her boundaries and can control your urges. Stoic ideas about self-discipline and respect are similar to mine. When you practice Stoicism, you focus on mastering yourself and taking care of what you can control. When you talk to women from a place of self-confidence and authenticity without needing constant affirmation, you become more attractive and build stronger, more respectful relationships. Number 8. By choosing withholding attention and AFF action, you can create a situation full of suspense as she thinks about how you feel about her and what you're thinking about her. This makes her think about your interest, which makes the relationship more exciting. In psychological terms, this method is known as intermittent reinforcement because it involves giving rewards for certain behaviors on and off. It has a big effect on how relationships work by drawing on the ideas of the Stoics, who emphasized the importance of inner strength and independence. Stoic ideas say that you should care less about what a woman thinks or feels about you. It means putting your values and goals ahead of the need for approval from other people. This method not only builds personal strength, but also makes you more attractive by adding a touch of mystery. Think about this situation. If you're really interested in a woman, you might have deep conversations with her one day and show genuine interest in her the next. The next day, though, you might focus on personal hobbies or hanging out with friends, giving her less attention. This keeps her guessing about your true intentions. Similarly, giving her a heartfelt compliment one time but not again can make her want your approval and attention even more, which will make her pursue you more fervently. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and unaffected by our feelings, so that our actions are not based on how other people react. By letting go of the need to predict every woman's reaction, you keep your emotions in check and project confidence. This confidence is attractive and makes her want to know more about you and the relationship. By staying calm and unfazed, you represent a classic Stoic trait that makes you immune to outside disturbances. Not only does this attitude protect your mental health, but it also makes you seem stable and reliable, which is something that everyone likes. By embracing Stoic tenets and using intermittent reinforcement, you can make your relationships exciting and dynamic. The key is to build up your inner strength and independence, which will make you more attractive and desirable to others. Number 9. Cultivate emotional balance in Stone philosophy. Achieving emotional balance is the key to a happy and balanced life. This idea is even more important in relationships, especially with women. By choosing to end a relationship with a woman, you show that you have strong emotional balance and discipline. Your behavior shows that you don't need other people to approve of you and that you always keep your self-esteem high. Think about the Stoic practice of not letting outside events affect you and focusing on your own state of mind instead. Showing emotional strength lets others, including women, know that your happiness and sense of self-worth are not dependent on them. Self-sufficiency and inner strength are very attractive traits. For example, let's say a woman tries your limits or wants constant approval, and you don't respond right away to her advances. Don't worry. Being distant or harsh isn't the point. The point is to show that you're still calm by not letting her behavior affect how you respond. As an example, you show mental maturity and self-control when you talk to people. If a woman is hard to catch or sends mixed signals to test your interest, don't rush your response. Instead, think about your values and respond carefully. This will not only show that you are emotionally stable, but it will also make you stand out as someone who is solid and sure of themselves. By embodying Stoic virtues, you naturally radiate confidence and stability. Women are interested in men who have these traits because they show a strong foundation that can handle life's changes with grace when you shift. If you stop trying to get approval and work on building your inner strength, you'll become more interesting and captivating. Emotional stability doesn't mean being detached or indifferent. It means keeping your cool during chaos. It means showing that you can stay calm and collected no matter what happens outside. Being this tough is not only beautiful, but also necessary for making deep, lasting connections. In the end, following Stoic lessons and working on emotional balance will not only make it more likely for women to seek you out, but also make them see you as a reliable and worthy person who deserves their time and love. This approach increases your allure and opens the door to deeper, more genuine connections. We looked into the interesting idea of strategic detachment and how it relates to the timeless lessons of Stoicism. Remember that putting yourself first and not counting too much on outside approval can make you more attractive and help you build relationships that are deeper and more respectful. It's not about apathy. It's about self-respect and emotional independence, which, surprisingly, makes you more attractive. To be truly Stoic, stay calm and independent. Let your quest for self-improvement and inner peace guide you instead of the fleeting approval of others. As you embrace these traits, you'll not only become more attractive to others, but also find more happiness in your own life. Thank you for joining us as we look at how ancient thought can help us understand and improve our relationships today. Please let us know if you liked this video and found it helpful by giving it a rating from 1 to 5, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst. Your feedback is very important to us and helps us make better videos about how Stoicism can change your everyday life. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the reminder bell so you never miss a new video. If you want to learn more about Stoicism and how to deal with people, check out these suggested videos. Keep learning more, keep changing, and until next time, know that investing in yourself is the best thing you can do for yourself.